Hey, how is it going? So, I am actually pretty excited to make this video because I've been excited about the car. I've been waiting patiently for Toyota to finally come around and announce the GR Corolla. So, finally, they did so. And it's exactly what I thought it would be. And I think that goes the same for everyone else. Pretty much anything you want to know about it has been covered. However, I want to put an enthusiast spin on an enthusiast car and talk about some things that are pretty well known but are not much discussed about the Corolla GR and what it means for the future of performance cars. Okay, so right away, styling is pretty much what I would expect. It looks like kind of a spin-off on the Corolla XSE trim, which, you know, it's the sportier trim of the regular Corolla, and you know, it looks nice. And the interior also looks nice. It definitely looks like modern Toyota. They really didn't go and change too much. The materials from all the reviewers are what you would expect from a modern Toyota product. They don't feel too cheap, and it all seems to be right. Now, this is my only small little nitpick complaint about the overall styling, both interior and exterior of the vehicle. I had thought and really would like to see, now knowing, more like color accents, if you will. Red, orange, any other color, because even on Toyota's own TRD vehicles, you know, like the TRD Camry and the Avalon and all of those, you get a lot more sporty color accents than you would in the GR Corolla. And I think actually a lot of it goes the same in for the Supra. So it's like the GR vehicles are more about the performance, not so much the looks, whereas the TRD vehicles are more about the looks and less about the performance overall. But still, I would like to see a little bit more accents, you know, maybe little trim pieces here and there. I love kind of that look, and you see it on a lot of these new cheaper class enthusiast vehicles or sporty vehicles. You got the red accents like on the Hyundai N vehicles, even like things like a Ford and the Ford ST vehicles and what have you. It's just something I come to expect with that class of vehicle, and I really like it. I think it's a nice styling cue for those kind of vehicles. You know, it just makes it pop, give it a little bit something special. But it doesn't seem like the Corolla gets it. However, now it's a big however, there is a very, very special version of the Corolla GR that was announced already off the bat at launch, and that's this Circuit Edition GR Corolla, which pretty much takes everything the normal GR Corolla is and then just one little notch, just a little bit, you know, it's like Amber, like bam, you know, like just gives it a little extra something. And I tell you what, if I were going to spend money on a GR Corolla, I feel like I would have to get that competition package. It really sets it apart from other vehicles in its class. That carbon roof, oh my. You know, it's like now we're getting away from carbon fiber stuff, and now everyone wants this forged carbon, you know, look. And I don't care. Carbon fiber is carbon fiber. I don't care which way it comes in. I love it. It's strong, it looks good, and it's lightweight. So when it comes to cars, yeah, please give me that. So the fact that the whole roof is basically, you know, a big piece of forged carbon, yeah, that is awesome. And it also comes with that bigger black spoiler on the back, which it should just have anyway. I don't know why, whatever. Basically brings the whole package around. It's really what you expect from a hot hatch. Because let's face it, the GR Yaris, which is what the GR Corolla comes from, is a bitchin' little car. And we'll talk about that and what it means for the Corolla here in a minute, but back to the Corolla. Now comes the most important part and the whole reason why the GR Corolla is exciting. And I can't believe I'm saying this, but the yeah, that's it, only 3-cylinder turbocharged engine that comes in the Corolla GR is actually a really awesome little engine. This little thing is something I didn't even think would exist today in the way it does, and the fact that it's from Toyota. Even though it's 1.6 liters, it is the angriest little engine I think exists today. Now, I always go and say how impressive the high output 2.3 in the Mustang here is for a small 4-cylinder engine. And yeah, it is a good engine. But I think for the most part, unless you're going a full build, that Toyota engine is a lot stronger. Now, before all the EcoBoost guys get all upset at me, let me explain why I think that is. Take a look at this picture here. This is a picture of the block of this engine. Have you noticed anything? Do you see how thick those cylinder walls are?
Yeah, boy.
Despite it being an open deck block, look how freaking thick they are, okay? That's ridiculous. This engine is overbuilt. It is over-engineered for what it is. Most people think of 3-cylinder engines, you're in, you know, an Econo box. You know, it's not meant to be performance. 3 cylinders is meant to be efficient, but Toyota decided that we can make 3 cylinders not only efficient, but insanely powerful. Of course, with all the modern technologies, variable valve timing, direct injection, turbocharging, which isn't modern, but it's basically very popular, more so than it used to ever be. With all of these combined, especially with better computer systems and the way these cars can be controlled now, you get so much out of so little displacement. It's going to be around 300 horsepower stock, straight from Toyota, which isn't bad. But the real big picture is what this engine's capable of when it's tuned. Now, over in Australia, there's a dude over there who has the Yaris GR. So the Yaris GR has been around for a little while now, so there's been time for development. There's been time to understand what this engine's capable of in the Yaris. So it's already been pretty much vetted for. So this guy over in Australia has one of the most craziest freaking little hot hatches I've ever seen. So his Yaris GR, last that I've read, is making almost 500 horsepower to the wheels. And even crazier than a freaking 500 horsepower. So that car, even just mildly tuned, like 360 horsepower, so still able to run high 11s at over 120 miles per hour. At the near 500 level, they haven't done it yet, but they claim estimated 10 seconds at over 130. That's nuts, okay? That's crazy, considering it still can probably get 20 some miles to the gallon, even tuned on E85 and whatever. Mind blowing, really, that something like that can exist. And if that doesn't blow your mind, considering it's a 1.6 liter 3-cylinder engine, this is what really is going to blow your mind. For him to achieve that power level, almost nothing radical was changed on the engine at all. The only things he changed from factory: larger turbocharger, upgraded intercooler, upgraded fuel system, tuned on E85. Aside from that, the only thing in the engine that man touched on his Yaris was he upgraded the valve springs. Now, I don't even know if that's necessary, but I suppose it's more of a preventive measure to have maybe stiffer valve springs. Maybe he also tuned the revs a little bit higher, you know, rather than just saying okay and getting valve float and a lot of nasty stuff happening with the extra boost pressures. But he has that thing almost 500 horsepower and it's pushing 35 psi boost. Stock block, stock internals, stock everything. And it's crazy. It's crazy that that little engine's handling so much. And from a lot of people who've been messing with this engine, they say they can handle a lot more. Now there has been some premature failure to some of these engines through testing the extremes of them. And it doesn't seem like the failures, you know, are really a point of cause of concern, right? One example was, it seems the factory head gasket allowed extra boost pressures to kind of leak in between the layers of the gasket and push it out and basically lift the head just a little bit. So obviously, I feel like that's an easy remedy. It's not going to affect everyone. With a proper gasket or just better head studs, better studs in general, that could completely be eliminated on very serious builds. So the whole point I'm getting at here is the engine that's in the Yaris, which is now in the Corolla GR, is a powerhouse. It has the potential to make reliable 600 horsepower with the right setup. So really, this is going to be probably the best modern hot hatch we have seen in a long time. You know, there's always been, you know, me being a Ford guy, of course, I love the Focus RS. Obviously, you know, it pretty much shares the same engine it's in my Mustang. And it's just, that's a great car. That was a cool car. It had a lot of potential, even though the early ones had problems. People were easily getting 400 or 500 horsepower, you know, reliably out of those cars. Unfortunately, Ford got rid of that, and then it really only leaves with the Hyundai Kona N, which is also a good car, but it's not all-wheel drive, and the Golf R, which is also a good car, but it's very expensive. So I really hope, and this really comes down to it, since there really isn't many vehicles available right now, not many really offer what the GR Corolla does, considering Ford has pulled out the Focus RS completely, the Focus car altogether from the US. There's not too much competition, and really the only car that you can get that is a hatchback, manual, turbocharged engine, 4-cylinder, and it's gotta be at least a 4-cylinder, all-wheel drive, is the Volkswagen Golf R. That's it. That's the only car right now that you get the same type of, you know, car. Otherwise, everything else has front-wheel drive, dual clutch transmissions, or some other combination in between. The Corolla GR is the full driver's package, especially with this circuit edition. I really hope Toyota doesn't get crazy with the prices. And I really hope they can keep the price under $40,000 for, this is really asking a lot, for that circuit edition. I think the circuit edition is going to push it into the 40,000 mark. However, I do have very, very, very high expectations that a base Corolla GR will be somewhere starting probably in the mid or lower mid 30,000 range, like 33, 34, 35. You know, for it to be any more than that starting, I don't know. So all in all, as long as Toyota can keep the price at a reasonable level, I mean, even worst case scenario, the basic Corolla starts in the middle, the upper 30s. I think that's still reasonable considering the amount of performance potential you're getting. But anyway, I just wanted to talk about this awesome little hot hatch, and I think Toyota is going to have a winner once they come out with it. I don't even know when it's actually going to be released, when orders are going to be open, but I'm excited. I'm excited to see them on the road, driving around, seeing what they're going to do here in the States. The Corolla is a little bit bigger car. It's going to be a little bit more weight than the GR Yaris in you know, other parts of the world, but I still think the performance is going to be there, and I want to see what they can do, and I can't wait. especially to see that circuit edition. That's gonna be awesome. So let me know what you think about the Corolla GR in the comments, and that's gonna be it for this video. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up, share with everyone you know. If you want to see more content like this and you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. Keep a lookout for the next true car enthusiast video.